The problem we're talking about today is IoT devices and how they were used to get around endpoint devices. If you haven't looked at this article from Bleeping Computer that was published on March 6th, or SRM's website, who found the incident, they published it on March 5th, I would encourage you to look at it. Really, three things in my mind. This is a really interesting story in that summarized would be an attacker got into the organization using stolen credentials of some sort. We don't know if it was social engineering or a previous attack, but stolen credentials of some sort into an organization. They used a remote management tool to download software into the environment, to scan the environment. And what they tried to do originally was deploy ransomware on an endpoint that had endpoint protection, and it was squashed. So they pivoted to IoT devices that were on the same segment, at least presumably same segment of that network, Linux-based IoT devices. And since it was a Linux-based IoT device, they were able to look for vulnerabilities, find a vulnerability, compromise that device, map file shares to that endpoint, to that IoT device, and then deploy ransomware into the file shares. That's a really creative way of getting around the endpoint, but it gives us a few things that we should really consider and learn from this scenario. Really, three things in my mind. One would be, and maybe the most important one would be, make sure that you've got a network segment for your IoT devices. We need to make sure that if somebody were to compromise one of those, because we can't control them the way we can a Windows or a Mac or a Linux device natively. If one of those are compromised, we need to make sure that they are segmented and can't see your crown jewels. Two, monitor for those, by the way. But number two would be make sure that you're patching and scanning your IoT devices. So make sure that your Tenable, Qualys, Rapid7, or other scanning tool that you use can see those IoT devices and know when there's a patch available for them. The third thing would be network detection. There were a number of things that happened in this attack. So the pivoting to different endpoint devices, the scans internally in the environment, those should have been caught by a network detection tool. So IDS, IPS, or other network detection scanning that you have, or network detection and response tools that you have in your environment should have caught all of those. Hopefully this was helpful. Take care and have a great day.